we said we'd be back. We couldn't be silent. Whatever our name is back on the air.
Now with more Mark Sanchez's. The Mark Sanchez's are...
What is the Mark Sanchez situation?
I saw there were 2 Mark Sanchez's in the comment section. I saw one in Komugi's art live stream, and she was able to summon a Mark Sanchez in her stream. It was amazing. I'd never seen something so beautiful.
So we created a Mark Sanchez Hydra then.
Yes. That's what Ellen was saying. Ellen, if you want to introduce yourself.
Oh, hello. Yes, I am Ellen Hodai. I am the creator of Harpy Story, an internet webcomic that you can read at harpystory.thecomicseries.com. And I also stream on Twitch, just Ellen Hodai. And yeah, I'm here and we're going to have a good time.
Awesome. And we are also...
Awesome.
Yeah. We also have Yakuman in the chat today. Say hello, Yakuman.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Awesome.
My name's Yakuman. I do a bunch of podcasts, one of which is with a friend of the show, Komugi, Let's Talk Precure. One's with another friend of ours, Amy Worrell. Yeah, we make a show called Brainworm, which is about talking about worm. And soon.
Soon Chroma will
not only
join.
will Chroma be on the next episode.
Probably the next episode, yeah.
Ellen.
I have a few days to finish annotating the first 3 arcs, so I can go on and on for an hour about nothing.
Yeah, there's it seems to be a running bit that every episode we have a new guest, and then they talk about the entirety of Worm, their own entire new analysis.
Bye. I'm probably gonna do that as well.
Yeah, there's one new podcast that's yet to be recorded, but it's gonna be recorded this Monday, which is with me and Ellen. What is it going to be? Record if I subscribe to find out.
Nice.
And of course, Amy and Ellen and I did a fun little podcast where Amy and I made Ellen rank all the worm characters based only on their names.
And I made no mistake.
She made several mistakes.
Yeah, we had to get 2 of our friends to make up for Komugi's absence. That's
yes. Yes, yeah. Komugi is tragically employed.
Yes. She's left the unemployment community. It's a very sad day.
And Komugi is just too powerful. That's why we need two people to make up for her.
Exactly. So Mark Sanchez appears in Komugi's live stream, and now Komugi gets a job. I think that there's some good luck when you see a Mark Sanchez in your comment section.
Oh,
I saw him in my comment section. I published a manga to Manga Plus creators called AI is Evil. Mark Sanchez appeared in that comment section. I was thrilled.
My God.
He's left containment from YouTube.
He's everywhere.
He is.
We've made a horrible mistake.
Unleashed it into the world. It could have been contained solely in the comments of this podcast, but now it's out there.
Exactly.
Yes. To quote half the cast of Arrested Development, I've made a huge mistake.
Yes. So, well, it's not a mistake. Oh, wait, actually, that joke would have worked better if the Saturday Wars campaign met their funding goal, but it did not. I'm sorry, that was a bad setup.
You know what is a mistake?
Hey, look. It's not that bad. They got a full 5% of their goal.
Ooh.
Oh, dang.
Oh, yeah, so at the Gamefound page, it says 16 backers pledged $1,995. That is 5.7% of the 35,000 goal. I tried to pledge to this. It was 8 a.m. my time when I tried, and it kept declining my card, and I was like, I don't want to start my day, futzing around with credit card payments. So I was like, sorry, guess I can't help you. I'll put the screen caps on the screen. I promise I did try. I did try to support you guys. I've been linking it. I was really close to spending money, but I didn't. But it's the thought that counts, right?
It just occurred to me, what if the ultimate plan is to create so many Mark Sanchez's that they all come together and fund the next project?
That could, yeah, I could see it. Yeah, you just need enough Mark Sanchez's.
Saturday Wars 2, the Clone Wars.
From Saw, Game Over music. I think is what we need to have playing here.
Yes. Yes. Oh gosh. I tried to play the Saturday Wars game at the convention, and it was difficult because that convention was not very fun because it was like, I don't know, they were being real stingy with the AC. And it wasn't like, yeah, so I was like mega overheated and very overstimulated. I was being a real groucharoo. So I want to apologize to my IRL friends again for me bringing the mood down, but we tried to play Saturday Wars, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not in the mood for this fast paced collectible card game.
You had a terrible time at a con. I had a fantastic time at a con.
Ooh,
such is the trade off of
yeah,
life.
yeah. Yeah, it'd be like that. Well, what was that? Yeah, come on. Yes.
Oh.
As my soul withered away, more of it went into Chroma.
Paper has a bad time, Chroma.
Oh no.
I think that's
It's
fair.
the yin and yang.
Well,
Does that mean Taperclip is having a good time whenever I'm having a bad time? Because I'm usually having a bad time.
well, I am usually having a good time, so maybe there's something to
God damn it.
I'm so sorry. All right, did you all want to hit some comments
are
on
here.
comments?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I forgot what I promised last episode. I forgot which one I said, like, oh, if you leave this kind of comment, we're gonna read it. I forgot what I promised, and now I'm just gonna let you all down, just like Saturday Wars let me down by not becoming real.
Oh
I'm
boy.
It seems like nobody really asked about it, so I think we're fine.
Okay, well, we do want to highlight the Mark Sanchez in the
Of
comment
course.
section.
Of course, nobody asked me to elaborate on some of my criticisms of Attack on Titan either.
Oof.
Oh boy, do I have some criticism of Attack on Titan?
Oh,
Yeah.
we could make
I
a
think-
show up shitting on Attack on Titan.
We really could.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a good idea. Note it down.
Write it down.
So the real Mark Sanchez, O2Y, says, "Do not mock me," and then self-replies with, "You aren't even a real furry." Mark Sanchez always like setting the bar higher and higher. If even I am not a real furry, then what even is a furry?
I've been getting the whole "you're not a real furry" thing
Ooh.
for my entire life, and the whole "you are a furry" my entire life. It is, it doesn't
Yeah.
fucking matter.
Yeah.
See, I am neither a furry nor not a furry. I am above. I have ascended. I am the rat.
The rat. You're not a rat. You are the rat.
I am the rat.
Yes. The ultimate rat. The Mark Sanchez
I am-
AM. Oh, yeah.
I am the giant rat that makes all of the rules.
Do you have any relation with those big inflatable rats that they have outside of like union protests? Like,
Yeah.
nice. And
Yeah,
Mark's-
that's my cousin.
Oh, very nice.
We don't really. We have some beef. It's a whole thing.
Oof. And Mark Sanchez AM says, "You think this funeral is funny?" Sorry. I mean, it was funny enough that you came back to life, so I guess something worked.
Yo.
All right. Any other comments y'all want to hit?
You think this is a joke? How dare you stop talking mid-sentence?
The mic went out. We didn't mean to. I mean, no, sorry. I mean, we needed to watch Magic Users Club. we had no control
Yes,
over it.
that is what happened.
Yes.
That's a good show.
Yes.
A really good show. Yeah, fuck this noise. Let's go watch. Let's go watch the.
Not before I drop the big Saturday AM news, because they've been having a lot of big news announcements. Like they're doing a video game, like a fighting game now. They're doing bringing something.
Wait. There is one comment we
Oh,
should
yeah.
probably read out.
Yeah, definitely.
The big one that you pinned.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Okay, so Mil Anya says the following comment: "Me holding two bountiful blossoms going being. Jokes aside, Whytmanga kept showing how much of a miserable person he is, but starting to feel less comedic and just pretentious. His reply to fans grilling him for being ignorant is going, Oh man, XDD. Like, mashallah, brother, you're the one being stupid. His take also just cherry picking what he wants and projecting it with, like, don't think that's a good way to interact with and create media. To just disregard nuance within the narrative and cherry pick only things you like. This is how you get fascist in Gundam fandom, despite Gundam series overall always pushing for communication and peace over war, simply because big robot cool. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Also, that scene of a Harry Potter reference getting clocked is also just miserable. I guess the audience can take it as Whytmanga making a jump to Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling. Fair, J.K. Rowling a old monster hack, and him distancing away from the franchise, but also hypocritical of him to do that while still talking how much he likes J.K. Rowling on top of it being dorkly-esque edgy scene. Like, come on, man. Be an adult. If you want to confront your shortcoming, liking the Satan incarnate herself, do it outside your serious series that you ask people to pay for. Or do it with a lot more nuance so the audience gets more insight and have more to chew on than lol. He punched Black Harry Potter to death. XD.
Yeah, big agree.
Yeah, that is correct. You know, like
Yeah.
the mention about like fascists in Gundam fandom also always going to remind me of like people who like One Piece but are like hardcore right wing people, and it makes no sense.
Yeah, whenever someone is like, One Piece is an apolitical manga, I don't get why you're reading into this. It's like, oh my god, that's like the dumbest person on the planet.
Yeah. It's like, oh, Luffy is helping monarchs, therefore he is a monarchist. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's a fantasy story. Of course, he's helping kings because kings are traditionally, by fantasy convention, good, right?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be like, oh, he
I
actually
mean,
wants
but
monarchy.
if it really had a left wing political message, then surely, even in this fantasy setting, they would find some way to subvert the monarch without bad.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't
Yeah,
know
but
shit
Luffy's
about
also
One.
very
I
dumb.
don't know.
I don't know
shit about One Piece.
I don't know anything about One Piece either. I just know that what you both said sounds right. I'm sorry.
Well, that's
I
why
I mean, to be fair, Luffy is very dumb and uncritically propping up kings. Is maybe why people think it's apolitical.
I guess then that
Again, I
yeah
read or
yeah
One Piece, so I don't fucking know what I'm talking about.
I guess we should move on before this turns into the let's speculate about One Piece. Like if
Yeah.
half the hosts haven't touched it.
Let's speculate about One Piece while Ellen gets more and more annoyed.
Yeah. Yeah, Ellen trying to steer the conversation.
I'm not about to turn this into the One Piece podcast. That's not my nefarious plan.
I'm always down to annoy Ellen a bit.
That is true. That is
So
true.
what are the Straw Hats' stances on abortion?
Oh, no.
One character.
Cheerless ranking.
Let's see. Chopper is pro-choice.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Let's see. Luffy doesn't know what an abortion is.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah.
Nami, surprisingly, is a hardcore pro-lifer.
No, not my girl.
I think Zoro doesn't really care. He just kind of pushes girls down the stairs.
Yes.
Now, would Chopper be a gentleman and pay for the abortion?
Yes.
Okay.
Chopper would do the abortion. He's a medic.
Okay. Who's the I don't know where to stand on the abortion debate? On one hand, I hate women having choice, but on the other hand, I love killing babies.
I haven't read One Piece. Someone else please answer.
Look, I have read One Piece and I don't know how to answer.
But there's like 1,000 characters. There's got to be at least one with that stance.
Oh, I mean, yes, absolutely, but not in the Straw Hats.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
Like, there's plenty of characters who would just be like, yeah, no, I hate all babies, kill all babies.
Oh, okay, who's just like the straight up antinatalist, the like I think having children is morally wrong person.
Hmm. I'm tempted to say all of the dads that left their children.
How many people have the tragic "my dad left me" backstory?
but they're part.
So many,
Part of
so
the reason.
many.
They're part of the reason that having children would be morally wrong. You know, if you're not gonna take care of them, why fucking have them?
Yeah.
Sandy,
Oh,
Anyway,
but that's good.
let's talk about anything else.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I have Saturday Wars news. I have news. So, like I was saying, the Saturday AM, they're making a lot of big moves lately. They got a fighting game coming out. They are gonna adapt some of their comics for the Webtoons platform. They just greenlit a new light novel series. It just left and right, all these big announcements. Whytmanga won an award from the Children's Book Council for his terrible fucking book about vitiligo. They gave that an award. I don't know how many awards they give out every year. I don't know what you have to do to qualify to win a Children's Book
Was it even
Council
an
award.
or was it just like a nomination?
I don't know. See, because in his YouTube thumbnail, he's like holding this this big gaudy medallion with an eagle on it. So like I don't know. Does the Children's Book Council hand those out? Like
you said it was a children's competition, children's book competition. So do they think he's a child? And we're like,
Maybe.
hey, this is pretty good for like a 10-year-old.
No, I think it's books for children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's entirely possible that they read his work and think, oh yeah, this must have been made by a child.
Like you,
Someone has no idea what they're doing.
I've said way too much about this stupid book. Like, like
Yeah. Now, look.
yeah.
I don't know shit about the Children's Book Council.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, look at the Newbery Awards.
Yeah.
Right? The like really prestigious children's book award. That's given by the Association for Library Service to Children, completely different
Yeah.
organization, part of the ALA, American Library Association.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, who gives out the Cal? They also give out the Caldecott. Okay, but like there are some shit ass books that have won Newberries.
I didn't know.
My personal bugbear is The Witch of Blackbird Pond, which I fucking despise. I hate that book. I hate it with a burning passion.
I've never heard of it.
Good.
It stayed buried.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just looking down the list, and in 1928, the winner was a book called Gay Neck: The Story of a Pigeon.
Oh, what?
Gay Neck?
I think Gay Neck.
Gay Neck.
Gay Neck. The pigeon is named Gay Neck.
Huh.
So, if a vampire bites the gay neck, do they become gay
No.
too?
Perhaps.
So all this stuff coming left and right, and it's so Saturday AM they put out this big stinking post on their YouTube community page. It's pretty long. I don't know if we should read it or if I should just cut through to the what's important here.
Well,
Yeah, let's read and read.
Yeah.
Saturday AM had a wonderful weekend in virtual announcements. It's not always the case that My Footprint Entertainment LLC gets covered in comics/manga press. But we've learned that our audience we've built up over 10 plus years are always willing to show up when we announce awesome stuff. The past week we announced Gunhild Volume 3 by Fred Tornacher, Denmark. The penultimate volume of our hit middle grade manga, which was recognized by the Children's Book Council.
How
Underground Volume 2. I don't think they exist, I guess.
Like I just like they keep hyping up the Children's Book Council. Like what even is? Oh, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah. Right. Underground Volume 2 by John Raymond DeBar, USA. The next volume of martial arts drama and bronze winner of the Japan International Manga Award. Ooh. That's a thing.
Oh,
That's
sorry. Sorry.
I just read something down the line and it made me very worried.
Yeah,
But we'll
I
get
see it.
there.
Sorry, I just looked up the Children's Book Council. And how do I become a member? Publishers with at least 5 children's trade books in print are eligible to apply for a membership. Is it just something
see.
that okay, well, I guess that's how you get in.
It's a trade association. It's a trade association.
And a little further down the FAQ says, "Will you promote my book?" The Children's Book Council promotes titles published by our member publishers. What? Like, okay, all right. Anyway, moving on. Not going to speculate.
An ex-boy by I. Who is I? Who is? Is it Frederick Jones?
Oh yeah, because Frederick Jones is writing this in the first person for some fucking bizarre reason. Yeah.
An ex-boy by I and Frank Simmons with a D, USA. A unique comic / manga experience that not only celebrates nostalgia but showcases neurodivergent.
Really looking forward to that one.
Jesus.
Really looking forward
Like
to
a
that.
museum. Look at all
I'm
the
sure.
divergent characters.
I'm sure they handled this very well.
Oh, aren't like all manga protagonists autistic? Like, I don't get why you're patting yourself on the back for that. Like, you need to, you need to have autism to make manga. That's like not special.
You need to have autism to make good manga.
Okay, all right, that's true. I mean, yeah, you could like be a writer and then just hire someone to draw your shitty manga. But yeah.
Let's see. Saturday AM Big 3. A new CCG game developed in-house that looks to bring indie globally diverse manga to a gameplay mechanic that is fast-paced, easy to learn, and affordable.
That was the big news.
AM Big 3.
That was the big news.
Another one.
They're making a new card game.
Excuse me.
They're making a new card game.
Boy.
Yeah.
Because this one failed. I see.
Like the body's still warm, dude. Like how are they already planning their next card game? Like I genuinely don't understand.
But why the fuck is it called Big 3?
I don't.
What are the Saturday and Big 3?
Here's my guess.
Terrible name.
Striker and what else?
I mean, it makes me think of it's like a rock paper scissors based.
Ooh.
That's my immediate Yeah.
See, here's my guess, because
like...
Saturday AM is very shonen brained. So I think that they saw. This is speculation, guess.
Yeah, the Big 3 of Shonen Jump.
They thought maybe they thought like, oh, when people Google Big 3 will come up, or they thought maybe like we could trademark Big 3 because nobody else has claimed it.
I think it's less clever than that. I think they were just like, yeah, Big 3 is a thing that's shonen. Let's put it here with not a touch.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
We're gonna make the next big, and then we're gonna
to Saturday AM. I have something to say to the people behind Saturday AM.
Yeah,
fuck the Big 3. It's only Big Me.
There we go. Big Rat. It's Big Rat Hour.
Exactly. And here's the concerning one from earlier. To save the world, I became a supremacist.
That's
our
a title.
newest light novel. And first isekai, written by me, Frederick Jones, and illustrated by one of our most talented discoveries, Anthony Chukwudi Iwejuo, Nigeria. Iwejuo? Yeah. Which touches on a young African-American that ends up on another planet with another race that threatens to take over the universe.
Okay, so who thought this was a good idea?
No, they put him in Homestuck. If you know, you know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You will know someday.
Okay. I will, and I hate it.
So why? Okay, cool. Cool beans.
Yeah.
Back to privacy.
Oh, like it's like this title. I would believe it's clickbait.
Of course. The main character is a black Hebrew Israelite.
Oh no,
it's not a good idea, but it is something that will get eyes on it. Even if it still just makes me think, guys, do you really want? Is this the look you want people to be giving you?
Yeah.
God. Okay. Moving on. Zephyr Volume 1 is our first Saturday digital release, digital first, by Stan Russell, Bahamas. A black female superheroine with ties to Bahamian mythology and a fantastic indie art aesthetic.
Okay,
that actually sounds kind of...
Sounds fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering about is, because now they have Saturday Digital, but then they also announced that they have a deal with Webtoons. So I'm just wondering how this is like. What's the plan here? Because I don't see any mention of the
We're
webtoons.
so good at
What?
we're so good at business.
We are, yeah.
On Saturday AM. We're so good at this whole manga thing.
I have a
Watching
backseat
manga.
business license, so it qualifies me to give a little stink eye when I see something going on that I don't quite understand.
I have a backseat business license that I got from talking shop with con organizers.
There we go.
Yeah.
Listen,
Grimheim.
Listen,
Volume.
Yeah,
Listen,
whatever.
Shonen Jump.
This fucking bit's gone. Don't worry about it. Fucking move
Okay.
on.
God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for killing your precious pet bit.
It's okay. It's it was a quick death.
Well, yeah, we had to put it out of its misery.
Oh no.
Just
Just like
take it
they
out.
had to put out Saturday Wars trading card game out of its misery. It's already been replaced by the Saturday AM Big 3. We gotta get through this spreadsheet. They're gonna drop a whole new card game before we can even go through all the cards. This is how slow we're going.
Saturday Wars, Old Yeller, Grimheim, Volume 1, another Saturday digital release by award-winning artist Christina Andebach, Germany. Andebach, whatever. Bringing Evil Dead level horrors to berserk-style dark fantasy with a feminist iconic hero.
Oh,
gosh.
This is such
I hate
word
this.
soup. This is such word soup.
Yeah.
Feminist iconic hero.
It's like Ubisoft iconic.
I mean, nothing. Nothing says like a great pitch quite like saying two names like Evil Dead and.
And berserk.
Oh my god, Yakuban, do you know about Saturday AM's like their whole pitch philosophy? Can I can I share some of that?
Please digress. Please.
Oh my god, because okay, so to get a manga published with Saturday AM, you need to have a good elevator pitch first. And they put a lot of emphasis on the series meets series elevator pitches. And if you don't have a good elevator pitch, then that's like a big part of whether or not they will take you on or not. Like if the premise is good. And I just very strongly feel opposed to that the whole there's no bad stories, just bad writers kind of mindset. Well, so if you go on their YouTube channel, they used to do a pitch review show where they would go over people's pitches and they would say why things would work and didn't work. They also went over people's portfolio and art and gave advice and feedback, but the insistence and how much they would hold in this highest regard of the elevator pitch in the form of series meets series. They really clung onto that. And so their go-to example for years was Batman meets Yu-Gi-Oh! As that's a good elevator pitch. And it would make me fucking insane because it's that is the vaguest thing you could possibly say because it's two giant franchises. So it's okay, am I thinking The Dark Knight meets Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0? It's so...
It's which Batman are we talking about? Are we talking Dark Knight? Are we talking The Dark Knight Returns?
Yes! Yes.
The Killing Joke Batman, fucking
For real.
age goofy ass Batman, Adam West Batman.
Yes, thank you.
Batman?
Yes, and they kept repeating that. They kept repeating that. And it's oh, this is an example of a good pitch. And it's no, it fucking isn't. That tells me less than nothing. And so after toiling over this for years, I was okay, the closest I can get to that is Kakegurui. You can summarize that as Harley Quinn plays Yu-Gi-Oh! That was the closest I could get to reverse engineering this terrible fucking pitch. And so, since I have watched all of their streams, I've listened to all their podcasts, I'm the world's biggest Saturday AM fan. And because of that, I was able to use my autism. And I wrote an article titled How to Get Published at Saturday AM. I outlined the exact kind of pitch that they want and what kind of things you should put in your portfolio and what kind of things you should say. And what do you know it? Next year, after I publish that, they completely changed the format. I don't know, might be a coincidence, but look, but the main point is if you want to get published at Saturday AM and if they bring back the elevator pitch, all you need to do, this is what you do. You take a mainstream shonen series and you combine it with something that has Gen X nostalgia. That's the most surefire thing. And you could swap out Gen X nostalgia with a sport or some other big popular Western thing. But one needs to be an anime that's very mainstream and very recognizable that like you could buy a shirt of at Hot Topic, and then the other one needs to be something that like your dad knows.
Like
Look, look.
what if Sailor Moon met Diamond?
Yes, exactly. That is the exact kind of thing they would greenlight.
Here's my elevator pitch. For Saturday AM.
Yes.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy meets Demon Slayer.
I don't know if my dad would know the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I think that because like in my article that I wrote, my advice was like if there's like one thing that's like that's like, because Hitchhiker's Guide I don't think is an obscure thing, but I'm just thinking, would Frederick Jones know it? Would the Saturday AM crew know it? You know, because I'm thinking like that.
Lord of the Rings meet Fruits Basket.
Yeah, I think so.
No,
that. I made a little generator of different pitches to show like, okay, this is what they are looking for. And
you see, like this whole like conversation, like this comes up in a pretty famous script writing book called Save the Cat.
Ooh.
Which people have like disagreements about and stuff, and I can see why. But he talks about like the fact that it kind of does work as an elevator pitch, like what if thing meets thing, because it like gives people an immediate like, well, I know those two things, I know what Berserk and Evil Dead are, so I can picture that in my mind. But because if it is something like Die Hard meets Sailor Moon, as you've said, like those are two like ideas, like, well, okay, well, what is it like a ex-cop who becomes a magical girl, or is it about a bunch of magical girls stuck in a building fighting terrorists? Like it doesn't really set it, and it also like just makes whatever you're saying just sound like fucking derivative. It's like, well, like it's not good.
No,
I do it sometime, really.
I totally agree.
It's sparing.
It's also like, if your series is like Sailor Moon meets Die Hard, then would people like, even if it is like the perfect amalgamation of those two things, when people read it, they'll be subconsciously comparing it to Die Hard and Sailor Moon, and it's like, well, that's like a pretty high bar that you've set for yourself for no reason. And like, I don't know, I just also feel like the concept of an elevator pitch is just like so corny and hack, and it's just like where like nobody has sold anything on an elevator, and just this idea of like, oh, I'm going to be ready in case I see a Hollywood bigwig. It's just like, what fucking world are you living in, dude? It's like, I really don't get it. Because like, especially since when you look at the direction that other manga submission websites are going, how a lot of them are like, in addition to accepting people's one-shots and storyboards and things like that, it's like a lot of them will start like they started doing 4-page manga contests where it's like, okay, here's a prompt, draw something based on this prompt, and where it literally is like the story itself doesn't matter, it's just, can you execute a coherent manga page? And that is going to be more important than
another one. Another one.
Yeah.
Dr. Stone meets A Wrinkle in Time.
I like Dr. Stone, so I'm in.
I'm not sure what A Wrinkle in Time is.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's like one of the best known children's books ever written.
The children's books I read were just like whatever Brazilian things were on the school library.
Okay. What if Ghostbusters met Pokemon?
That has to be a thing, right?
Yokai what?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh boy.
Also, the latest Digimon Ghost game, that was also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god. See, I'm having more trouble with the with the popular shonen manga part than the Gen X reference part.
Like,
just make Jujutsu Kaisen meet Trinity.
That's like
fine. Jujutsu Kaisen meets Fiddler on the Roof. Blues Brothers.
There we go.
Jujutsu Kaisen meets Blues Brothers.
Oh,
that'd be cool. Yeah. Now
we're on a mission from God.
See, and that was something that that I previously that I really did like about Saturday AM. Like, it's too bad that they're not really doing their pitch review submissions anymore, because even though I thought it was kind of corny and like a little bit backwards, like it was nice seeing exactly what their bias is in what they greenlight. And I think that's very valuable, because that's like an important thing with any manga submission, is to know is to play to the magazine that you're submitting to and to make something that they specifically will like. So, you wouldn't, submit a very over the top dramatic soap opera kind of style manga to Shonen Jump. It's that kind of thing. And so even though I'm like, oh, this is weird and bad, and I don't like this, but I did like that it was just out there in the public for people to consume and to make their pitches stronger. And it was really nice to see the feedback from the editorial team. I still like I like listening to the streams that they did. I don't know. Well, I don't know if they'll do it again though.
Minority
Hopefully.
Report meets, I don't know, throw out a random manga.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Minority Report meets Chainsaw Man. That one could actually go pretty hard.
Oh yeah.
If you're using the short, the novella and not Minority Report, the novella and not the movie.
Chroma, have you read everything? I mean this nicely. I mean this as a compliment. I feel like you have just read.
Oh, not even close.
It's it was a few episodes ago when we were doing the warm up. I grabbed a random book and I was just reading from it, and you were like, "Oh, it reminds me of this author," and it's that author's quoted on the back of the book. How do you know these things? How?
I mean,
you are.
She literally has patchouli as
Yeah,
her
I
profile
literally
pic.
am patchouli knowledge.
I think you are, Julie, but when you take the hat off, it's two little rat ears.
Oh, cute. That's why the hatch has those little puffy bits. It's for the ears. That's adorable. I need to draw that.
Yes.
Anyways, Clock Striker Origins.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Clock Striker
The
Origins.
rights we give.
Oh.
A new light novel based on our hit award-winning manga starring Shonen's first black female lead heroine by me, Frederick Jones, and my artist, Isaka Galadima.
I noticed that.
I don't know why the last name was in caps. I don't know what's going on there.
I have
Maybe
I
that's
have to
just
wonder if
how
they
it's
started.
stylized.
Because now they're calling the Clock Striker girl Shonen's first black female lead heroine, and they're switching it up a little. They're she's no longer Shonen manga's first black female protagonist, which that had a good ring to it. But I think
Heroine.
yeah, lead heroine, protagonist, because
It's kind of
yeah.
it's kind of bad marketing because it doesn't the moment you turn your character into a title like that, it doesn't really make you very compelled to know what the manga is about. What's her name? Who is this character? What does she
I think
do?
her name's Cast.
All I know is that she's the first black female lead heroine.
It's also
shonen, and
Well, it said a Clock Striker Origins. I thought her name was Clock Striker.
Yeah, I call her
Is it-
Clock Striker girl. I'm sorry.
Wait. So in this fucking announcement thing, it doesn't actually say the character's name.
No, they say her
No,
name in the
no.
manga. Yeah,
Clock's not.
Clock Striker's not a
No,
name.
it's her title, I guess.
Wait, yeah. Will this have Cast the Clock Striker in that? Because it's based on our hit award-winning manga starring Shonen manga's first black female protagonist. But will Shonen manga's first black female protagonist be in this light novel?
It's just
that's a good question. It could be about her mentor, maybe.
Oh no, they're gonna whitewash Clock Striker. No, that's all you guys had going for you in that manga. No. Isn't it also kind of redundant to call her the female-led heroine? I don't know, like one of those words implies femininity. It seems redundant. I don't know.
Yeah, it could just say Shonen's first black heroine.
Yeah.
That would get the point across.
Yeah, female-led heroine. It's it's the
Lead
heroine. Yeah.
lead.
Lead heroine. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Not lead heroin. She's not made of lead. Come on. She's
My
not
bad.
metal.
My bad.
One of her hands is metal, but it's not lead.
My bad.
Lead Heroine sounds like a good name for a...
Ooh.
And okay,
Yeah.
black heroin is not far off from black rock heroin.
Uh-oh.
So I can see why they wouldn't go with that.
Fair enough.
No, they should have stuck to Shonen manga's first black female protagonist.
Black tar heroin, not black rock.
Black Rock Shooter.
Black rock shooter. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I have watched the TV anime for Black Rock Shooter, and
Oh
honestly,
no.
it kind of fucked.
I'm not.
Kind of
I mean, no,
rules.
I'm not about to turn this into the Black Rock Shooter podcast.
Yeah.
It's like
Yep.
it doesn't rule because it's good, but like it's the fun kind of bad, if that makes sense.
The
I will
the
have to
biggest
rewatch it.
the biggest Black Rock Shooter fan I ever met IRL was like my friend's sister, who had like Black Rock Shooter like stuff all over her walls and stuff. And I asked her about it, and she said she had never actually seen the show. She just really likes the design.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's fair.
that's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Black Rock Shooter. This pales in comparison to my White Rock Shooter. That's real,
Is
by
it?
the way. Yeah, White Rock Shooter.
Is it related to
Like,
Black Rock Shooter?
there's a Black Rock Shooter video game, I guess, and in
Oh,
that game, there's
right.
White Rock Shooter.
Why is it called that? Oh, and it is just Black Rock Shooter, but all the black
But
bits are
white.
white. Yeah. They really tried with this one, huh?
They really tried with this one.
Now, in the attached picture for the announcement, they do have a picture teasing the new card game, and they did not learn. They are still putting the title in the middle of the card. It's making me nuts.
No! Wait,
Yeah.
wait. We need to finish this announcement.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yes, this is important. And finally, Saturday AM Battle Manga. A new 2v2 fighting game by Black-owned Sun Studios, which
That's
will
the
bring to
name?
life, which will bring to life,
Comma.
for some fucking reason, Saturday AM's rich bank of diverse manga heroes, including Clock Striker, Memoag, and Apple Black by Odunze Ogugwo. I'm not
Wait.
saying the full title of Memoag because they didn't, so fuck you.
Yeah, there we go.
Is that the big three?
I think.
I suppose so. We have more announcements coming, and hopefully they will be carried on many outlets across the geek news sphere.
What's the geek
Not
news
news.
sphere?
Not news sphere, news sphere.
Well, I'm
Of course,
carrying it
kind of
here.
fucking
Of course, we're pioneering the noosphere. I've never actually read that paper.
We should call this podcast the Geek News Sphere.
The geek news sphere.
Well, we got to rename it. Like it's the card game we were covering is dead. Like official. Like
We
it is
never
dead,
named
dead.
it. We never named it in the first place.
Exactly. It died before we could name it. Before we could think of a funny name. Okay.
I thought Weekend Warriors was a pretty good one, but I guess that doesn't really work anymore.
Okay, so I need to ask, is
Yeah.
the card game dead?
Because I'm guessing that they're gonna start promoting the Saturday AM Big Three because the last post about that I've seen publicly about Saturday Wars card game was them saying that they were canceling the retail version because of Trump's tariffs. And they didn't hit the Gamefound goal, so I think that's that. There was no like official they didn't say like, "Hey, show's over," but it kind of felt like that.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is it just going to be a badge engineered Saturday Wars, but we'll see.
See, I have questions about Saturday AM Big Three because they say a new CCG game developed in-house. Why are they developing this in-house? Because Saturday Wars was done by Resurrection Games, and so if they had someone in-house who could do a card game, why didn't they do that the first time?
Yeah,
it's very odd that they're specifying that this is in-house because I don't know, like what does that mean? Like that there's also the fact that they're saying that it's fast-paced, easy to learn. That was something that Saturday Wars also promised. It I certainly had some troubles keeping it fast-paced and easy to learn. Affordable. What? Yeah. What's
what I mean about badge engineering, right? Like,
yeah,
when a car company wants to, often car companies, right, car manufacturers will own several brands, right?
Yeah.
And maybe one brand is sold in Europe and not America, and vice versa. One country and not another. And
yeah.
So a lot of the time, one of these big companies will be like, we need a new model for this brand in this range.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll already making a car like that under another brand. So they'll switch out the badge. Maybe they'll change a few, outside visual elements, right. They'll swap it, right. They'll
Yeah.
But it's still fundamentally the same chassis, same body, just with a different badge,
Mhm.
right? A different,
Yeah.
right? Ooh, it says Vauxhall instead of Opel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, right, and they'll, and they'll just pretend they made a new car,
Yeah.
right? Give it a new name, give it a new
Do you
badge.
think
It's a new
that's
car.
what's happening here? That
I imagine that's what's happening here because, again, if they could have developed it in-house, why did they outsource it in the first place?
I I would guess that that there was some kind of that they wanted they wanted Saturday Wars to go to retail, and they thought that Resurrection Games was the best shot. But also, it seemed like Resurrection Games was pretty involved with the development because I know Resurrection Games, like, they do own like a card game store. So if it's like, well, that's one store we could get your card game, and if that's like, they could promise that much. I'm curious about the affordable part. How are they planning on selling and monetizing this? Like, is this gonna go to retail? Because I was a little confused with the Saturday Wars campaign because they were doing the Gamefound, but then they also said we're gonna do retailers, and my understanding was if you pitch into the Gamefound, you get it first? Question mark. But also, like, why do you I guess I'm like I guess I was having trouble like understanding, like, well, wait, if this is coming to retail, then what's the Gamefound for? I only have a backseat business degree, so I guess I don't totally get it. Either way, yeah, I'm curious how Saturday AM Big 3 is planning on monetizing this. Hopefully they do better marketing and advertising for this, because hopefully we won't be the only ones talking about it. I think right now we are the first people to talk about this outside of this outside of this YouTube community
Right?
post.
I mean, I guess that means we are the entire, we are the geek news sphere.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have like one big thing that I am wondering about this one.
yeah.
Because with Saturday Wars, they made a big point of like how much they wanted to promote their own artists and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of cards with art from like all kinds of Saturday Wars, Saturday AM
Yeah.
series, not just Apple Black or Clock Striker.
Oh,
This
yeah.
one being called the Big Three, is it gonna be just the most popular one? So are all the other
Oh,
artists getting shafted? Just gonna be Apple
that's
Black and the other two?
that's a good point. Huh. I mean, that would suck if you're if you're like the fifth most popular manga, like,
Yeah.
you don't get included. Yeah, no, that was like, that was also like, their summer of manga. They had like a competition where it's like, oh, you could design a card for Saturday Wars. Well, if they're making the Saturday AM Big 3, it's like, are they gonna feature artists on, like, in those cards? Like, yeah, it'll be interesting what strategy they'll do from here, because it's pretty bold of them to try a card game at this point in time.
Right?
Yeah.
How long have the said like big three manga been going on for anyway? I'll use the word manga. How long have they? Because like if you imagine like a card game between the big three, Shonen Jump,
Mhm.
right? Like that's like these big franchises that have
Yeah.
like 1,000,000 characters each, and like that's like you can make like 100 fucking million cards about that. But,
Yeah.
if these are like series that have only gone for like 5 years or even less.
Now this is an interesting question.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because these three series, the big three of Saturday AM, if we're to assume Apple Black, Clock Striker, and World of Ghosts, those are their big three. They've been going for, I believe all three have been going for over a decade. I think World of Ghosts is the newest. However, they have all been rebooted, and so the longest running right now is Apple Black with 5 volumes. Clock Striker has 3, and I believe World of Ghosts has 2. So, yeah.
I really have to contain my laughter thinking about the Apple Black getting rebooted for a second time.
Yeah. Oh,
Completely insane.
yeah. Yeah, are you okay? I think I just
Second
heard you
reboot.
die. What?
A second reboot has hit the tree of knowledge.
Yes. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Getting me ranting about the opening page of the new Apple Black is its own. It could be its own podcast.
We need
It
to get
already
Amy
was
to do
its
that.
own podcast.
That's true. You know what? I found more things wrong with that after that episode of like it's just been turning in my head. Okay, here's one more little nitpick before we move on.
All right.
But okay, so Apple Black has been rebooted, I believe, twice, and now they're doing a colored version, right? And I don't know. I think the color version is because the individual pages will be on White's Patreon, and then the scrolling style will be on Webtoons, is my understanding. Now, Apple Black's been rebooted a lot, but and a pivotal part of Apple Black is Sano has this reoccurring nightmare of his dad getting killed, and you see his dad painting with a paintbrush at the start of the manga. Now, later in the manga, Sano gets a wand that used to be his dad's wand, and it's a paintbrush. But like it's this like fucking gaudy, ugly Kingdom Hearts looking monstrosity that he's wielding around. And I'm just like,
the epic Mickey paintbrush.
yeah, and I'm just like, dude, like something that you could change if you're gonna reboot is like make it so the dad, like you show the dad with Sano's wand that he gets in volume 5, so that way, like so Sano has this immediate connection to it. So it's like, oh wow, that's like the wand I've been seeing in my nightmares every night that belonged to my dad. That like, wow, I know this, and he has like this immediate soul connection with it. Like that is something like that is like a detail that would warrant change, but it's like you know, you're on like your second reboot and you did just like God, it's just like there's so many little things that you could tweak for this story to make it like slightly better, but every reboot just gets a little bit worse, and it makes me nuts. So y'all want to move on to the spreadsheet?
Yes, let's get
Sure thing,
cards.
buddy.
Yeah, let's get some cards out of the way before the big three rolls into town.
Okay, which card is next?
Okay, Sofia Miri. Once per game. Yeah. Character card. Rebel villain, unique, of course. Rebel villain, 2 progress, 3 purge cost. Rebel villain. Once per game, you may search your shonen deck for a story arc and add it to your hand.
The boy deck.
Oh,
The
she's
boy
from
deck.
Apple Black. Yeah. Action. Once per game, you may search your boy deck for a story card and for a story arc and add it to your hand. Inspector of Protocol Defense Systems represents the regime from Cyrene. Secretly a Banburi rebel. What the fuck does any of that mean?
Cyrene, I think that's one of the regions in Apple Black. That's the prison region where like they send all the bad guys. But then she's also a Banbury rebel, and Banbury rebels are led by Gideon Banbury, which explained in the light, I think. Unless like, you know, Gideon Banbury, unless you know, he's gonna double cross.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And then Ricky's comma use optimal, maybe.
Oh, what were you saying,
it's pretty
Yakuman?
no period at the end.
Hold on, guys, I noticed something about Miri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's got an Among Us era. That's pretty cool.
Oh my god, I see it.
Yeah,
I
kinda
see it.
looks like
I
that.
see it.
I think it's supposed to be a Magatama.
Yeah, but it has like 2 legs.
I would
But yeah,
assume
it
a
does kind of
skull.
look like an Amogus.
I thought a skull.
Oh, yeah, it's probably
Oh
a
yeah,
skull.
skull makes sense.
Oh,
It just
yeah.
looks weird from this
Among
angle.
Us.
It is funny though.
She is kind of goth. She was kind of pastel goth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think like the purple of the hood kind of blends into the background a little bit
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, this wasn't a great choice of background.
Not
Took my
very
eyes
color
off it.
theory.
Yeah.
It took my eyes. Took a little while to kind of like figure out what the pose was.
Yeah, she has a cool design. But yeah, this color is background is not the best.
Yeah, I can understand they were trying to like lean on the purple theme.
I mean, at least the tree like makes sense. It's not one of those like architecture from the cursed realm. That's a tree. So points for that, I guess. Yeah, it's certainly a tree.
And
It's also like if she's
Ricky's
like,
issue with this card.
yeah.
You know, the classic, you don't reveal the card when you put it into your hand. You don't shuffle, right? It doesn't say to shuffle the deck. I think probably we should assume that these tell you that these shuffle the deck afterwards, just for our sanity.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and he says, is it once per game for this card or for each Sofia?
Yes. Yeah, once per game period or once per game each time you put a Sofia on the field.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
once
like
per
that.
game is kind of like not a good idea because it's another thing you have to keep track of.
Yeah.
Like, this is why you'd normally have this as an enters the battlefield, or when X happens, do Y.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Because it's like, yeah. No, go ahead, Yakum.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, like, since it's once per game, does that mean you can only, like, use this card once? So, like, if you have, like, 2 in the same deck, it's just kind of, like, useless?
That's the question we were asking.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, like Ricky says, in Magic the Gathering, you wouldn't really have this ability can only be used once per game. You might have this. No, you wouldn't even really have this can only be played once per game. There might be one of those two on some weird ass card. Probably is. I think I've seen it somewhere. But this is just, you don't do this. It's another thing you got to keep track of.
Yeah.
It's confusing. Don't do it.
Also, this is more of a nitpick, but if her whole thing is like being the girl boss warden at the prison, like this is I don't know, this background kind of gives the opposite vibe. Like, I don't know, maybe she's supposed to have a redemption arc where she's like, you know what, I'm sick of being a cop. I'm gonna go out in nature. Like, maybe that's what it's supposed to convey. The good end for Sofia Miri.
I guess it's supposed to be like a contrasting thing, like a
the color's the bigger issue
versus like the function that she's exercising. But I get what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, if you I will say, if you wanted to make a you can only play this card once per game, what you'd probably want to do is, in Magic the Gathering, you have legendary creatures, right? You can only have one of that on the field at any given time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What you would do is, legendary creature, when this creature leaves the battlefield, exile all, remove all cards with, the name of this card from the game.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way you could do that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know why it's
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of decisions in this game that make us think that.
Yeah. Right, I guess we can move on to the next one.
Unless there's... Did we do Symon? I think we did Symon.
Yeah, I think we did Symon. Yeah. Do you have
Although I do want to talk...
Yeah.
I do want to talk about Symon's lore blurb again.
Yes, please.
Enigmatic Zion enthusiast. Suffers from hemophilia. Very divergent and not afraid to leave a place in ruin. Very divergent
is powerful.
Very divergent.
Zion
in the art, he looks like
Zion is like a book series in this.
Yeah.
In this world, I think.
He looks like he would be going up to some girl and be like, "Hey, you wanna date me? I'm very divergent, I'll let you know."
He does, yes, that does, he does have that personality in the manga, yes. Spot on analysis.
He gives Mormon vibes.
Huh.
He gives closeted gay Mormon vibes.
Oh boy.
You know what? I could see it. Because like there was like a part where in the manga where everyone's a buzz because they hear that the Trinity is going to join their class, and he starts like fantasizing about the Trinity and saying like, oh, he's going to have all these huge muscles, and I'm like, Symon. Symon, is there something you're not telling us?
Just saying, they're not gay, but you're just pointing out he might be strong.
He also like, he's also very aggressive and very flirty with the girls. None of the girls like that. He's kind of a pest. So I don't know. I don't know if he's problematic bisexual or if he's hiding how gay he is. Either way.
You know what? Problematic bisexual works too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ryuzaki, I am definitely gonna say he's bisexual because he's the most popular character. He's everyone's favorite. So so I knight him with the bisexual headcanon.
Yeah, and Ryuzaki, we said, is also decided is trans man.
Yeah, yes, he's trans, like canonically. That's
canonically.
Yes.
Anyway, number 40.
Yakuma, did you want to read that? Yakuma, did you want to read that one? You've been a little quiet.
Yakuma.
All right. Do you have a death wish?
Wait, continue.
Okay. Do you have a death wish? Plot twist. What's the blue 2 supposed to symbolize?
That's how many cards you have to purge from the top of your deck to play it.
Oh, I see. That sounds like a
right from the top of your deck to your... It is. It's terrible.
Yes. Okay. Animate. Purge the lowest cost card in your hand to add 4 progress markers to the current chapter.
Wow.
I take no pleasure in your passing, girl. Okay.
Oh, and it's from Apple Black.
Yeah, Apple Black, yeah.
No
Right.
period.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No full stop.
I take
The-
no
the-
pleasure in your passing. Go.
And then
The lack of period does make me pretty annoyed.
it's very strange. There was something I saw with, you know what, I'll save it till when we get to the multiplayer World of Ghost cards. That's a little teaser for our next episode, so we don't get too off topic. But yeah, let's see what Ricky wrote for what's wrong with the card.
Yes. Everyone?
What is wrong? The card does not ask you to reveal your hand. Your opponent can't tell if that card was indeed the lowest cost card. Lowest cost is not specific. It should say lowest purge cost. The quick start guide also uses cost to refer to the cost of abilities.
Oof.
Page flow.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, what this should be is just you choose a card in your hand.
Yeah.
Not lowest cost, just a card.
Yeah.
Which is what the example Ricky chose to compare, the magic card to compare does. Choose a card, reveal the card.
But you see, the Saturday Wars is only going to be played by good shonen boys, so they'll always honor the card, what the card says.
It is so easy to cheat in this game. Like, if that was the point of the game, that would be interesting.
Yeah, but this isn't diplomacy,
Yeah.
I do love that the creator of diplomacy straight up said, yeah, if you cheat a piece onto the board and you get away with it, fucking go ahead. If nobody notices, it's not cheating.
Yeah.
There's like some games where like if there's like a way to cheat, they'll immediately like outlaw it and ban it and like create a new rule. And then like there's other sort of games that'll just like, no, if you figure out a cheat, like, and you get away with it, well, that's just playing the game.
Yeah.
Actually, Scrabble is like that. If you put down a word and like nobody says, hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If nobody calls you out on it.
I didn't get a chance to I haven't had a chance to play the Ashrakan Caesar strategy yet. I still need to print out an Ashrakan Caesar card and make a deck around that, because that one feels like that one should be the first one. Like that card should be banned. I want to play some games with games with that before.
Well, now that the card game is dead, and technically
just prints Ashrakan Caesar for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
I really like the art on Do You Have a Death Wish? I like this thick painting style that they do. I know there were some other cards that did a similar painting effect. I think whoever touched this up did a great job.
So this art I think is fine for the most part, but I think without the context of the manga, I think it's kind of hard to know what is exactly happening. I can't really tell if this power is coming from her or being directed against her.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's during a big darn battle.
Against her, I take no pleasure in your passing, girl.
Yeah, but it could be.
I think that
she could be saying that to another girl.
If I believe this is when she fought Zebediah Ford.
My God.
Yes, he is a real Apple Black character.
Yeah, I think it's perhaps time to move on.
Yeah, onto the next card.
That's enough fooling around.
Oh, wow.
And, after all that fooling around, that's enough fooling around. Apple Black plot twist, animate, reveal your opponent's hand, add the card with the lowest purge cost to your hand. The 2 purge cost, being treated unjustly doesn't permit you to be unjust to others. It's an Apple Black card.
Oh, that doesn't sit right with me.
Okay, it's just this guy getting absolutely clobbered.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reveal your opponent, add the card with the lowest. It works fine, I guess.
Wait.
It's kind of busted to know everything that's in your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
Like, usually revealing your opponent is something you have to do as a downside to a powerful effect.
Wait, you add your opponent's card with the lowest purge cost to your hand?
God.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So we're doing more loosey-goosey with the cards?
The revenge of surprise.
Oh, no. No, I thought we were free from surprise. You know what? Oh, no.
Yeah. Nice. See the thing about this card.
Add the card with the lowest purge cost to your side of the battlefield.
Oh.
Like, with this card, when you play this card, you play this one right after you play the last one, and if the player cheated, basically what you do is you pummel them like it says in the card.
Oh my God, yes.
It's like, oh yeah, let me review your hand to make sure that you purged the correct card. Oh, you didn't? Well, clobbering
Oh.
time.
Still, so I'm starting to think that surprise birthday party was no accident. If there are now 2 cards where you where you do a switcheroo like this.
No, yeah, they
This
they
is
absolutely didn't think about
that's
this at all.
that's bad. Right, anyone want to read the how Magic the Gathering does it?
Oh, yes. Magic the Gathering does not have you put your opponent's cards in your hand. Instead, it has you set a card aside on the playmat. Exile. Card is able to be played as though that card was in your hand. Covetous Urge for blue or black sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from that player's graveyard, a hand, and exile it. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast that spell. So it takes an opponent's card from their revealed hand. You take it, you put it in, right? You you take a card from their graveyard or hand, put it to the side, and then cast it.
Yeah.
Void, 3 blue and a red. Choose a number, destroy all artifacts and creatures with mana value equal to and target player reveals their hand and discards all non-land cards with mana value equal to that number. Not really the same thing, but okay.
Yeah, I guess that's about the closest. Any comments about the art?
No. I mean, I
Well,
think we already did comment on the art, really.
yeah, looks fine otherwise.
Yeah, other than
I mean,
just being like
this guy was
a
fooling
bummer.
around, and now he's getting pummeled.
Yeah.
It's enough fooling around. What is enough fooling around? I want to know what is the appropriate amount of fooling around before like Machamp comes in and destroys me.
It's enough.
Enough.
And the fooling
Okay, let's
around
leave
is
this
just
one
enough.
behind.
Yeah.
Alright, which one's next?
Evacuation notice.
Evacuation notice. Would you like to read this, Ellen?
Sure. Evacuation notice. It's a card from Apple Black. Plot twist. No traits. An action type enduring. Purge cost blue is 1. The next animate ability that your opponent plays is cancelled. The flavor text says move to the nearest safety haven in your respective district.
Yeah, I don't really remember what the difference between animate and action is. Is animate like an enter the battlefield thing, or
Animate
I
ability.
think
no?
action.
It's not.
Let's see what's the quick start guide's got to say about that.
See, that's the great thing about when you're creating a game and you're naming the mechanics of the game. It's important to make them as non-self-explanatory as possible, so that your players are always confused.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't call a card that you play once and it goes off instantly an instant, would you? That'd just be silly.
Yeah.
It's like a specific sub thing, I think. Oh my god.
See, I when I play like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, and actually I'm quite fond of the whole negate system. I like negating people's attacks and stuff. But usually in like Yu-Gi-Oh, there's like it's like a one-term thing, or it's like it takes a lot in order for you to have like a negate monster on the field.
Yeah.
Like you have to like or it's like okay, I actually don't know what like animate does. So like sometimes like it negates attacks directed towards that monster, but it's not like other things.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I think like a lot of these cards seem to be suffering the fun fact that it's all like it's trying to be like the anti-Yu-Gi-Oh or like the anti-Magic the Gathering, where it's only like two lines. But because it's only 2 lines, it's like it leaves itself open for like interpretation and cheating.
Yeah.
It's not specific enough. Yeah, that seems to be the running trend I've seen.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Look. The with Yu-Gi-Oh, the trend is the more text it has, the more busted it is. With Magic, it's kind of the opposite. Because they have all that text there to make sure it isn't busted.
Alright, so Chroma use optimal. Yes. Periodian, no. What is wrong? Well, does Evacuation Notice stay in play for an indefinite number of chapters as an enduring ability? Does Evacuation Notice become purged after triggering? Does Evacuation Notice, as per How to Play Guide, remain in effect until Evacuation Notice is removed from play, such as the end of a chapter? Such as the end of an chapter, sick, or purge? Number 31, Prince Kaisar has an animate ability. If that character is played, is the character cancelled or got canceled Prince Kaisar? What did he do?
We're gonna cancel. We're gonna cancel Prince Ashokan Kaisar.
I found the and chapter. I found it. It is in the quick start guide. That is everybody. I'm bringing this podcast to a grinding halt. I have found a spelling error. This is very funny. This is the funniest shit I have seen all day. And chapter. Oh boy.
And chapter.
Burger.
How Magic the Gathering does it? Lunar Force, Chu Yu, Enchantment.
2 in the blue.
Blue. Okay, 2 in blue. Enchantment, when an opponent casts a spell, sacrifice this enchantment and counter the spell. Yeah, pretty simple.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this card is supposed to do. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a preemptive counter spell, but for one specific kind of thing.
I do have to ask about the art. It doesn't really convey the feeling of an evacuation notice. It seems like they're just looking at some kind of monument or something.
I guess that's supposed to be a safety haven.
What is with this with the writing on it? That's interesting.
Samael.
Gabriel
Michael Samael. It's angels. It's just angels.
Yeah.
Although Samael is Lucifer. So.
Uh-oh.
A Donnie.
Hey, Donnie. Adonai.
Yeah, A Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
Tetragrammaton.
Oh, that's the 4-letter name of God.
Oh, yeah, so it's all
really the one you're not supposed to say or even try to pronounce.
Yeah, that one.
Now, so now how does this tie in?
I see a Done. That's a oh god, that it's an I, not a Y, and that kerning is terrible.
How does this all see this is
and the pentagrams? What the fuck is this, man?
Yeah. So this is like one of the more like frustrating parts of Apple Black. It's like, well, do you want to do fantasy religion or that's like an allegory or real world? Like, I don't know.
Well, you see, this is probably a really bad pastiche of alchemical and mystical bullshit, which uses a lot of misplaced religious symbolism.
Yeah.
And names. I don't think they would write the word tetragrammaton in those, though.
No.
They would probably just write the tetragrammaton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Very good point.
Yeah, my personal favorite is it's there's always just like, ooh, we're gonna put a Hebrew word because it's all mystical and related to the Bible, and it's just like the word for soup.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a really cool soup.
I once saw someone be like, okay, I'm gonna make like a magic circle, but it's just a recipe for tomato soup. It's just like the ingredients for tomato soup. And see if anybody buys it. Like see if anybody thinks this is like an actual serious magic circle. And yes, people thought it was a serious thing.
That's great.
The magic.
As it turns out, most people who fuck around with magic circles with Hebrew writing in them don't actually know shit about Hebrew. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah, no, that was a good digression. Thank you for sharing.
All right, I'm going to the next one.
Yeah.
One last clear opening. Apple Black plot twist, and it's on purge. If it's on purge, it'll immediately. Oh no! When you purge this card,
yeah, when you purge,
the ability is resolved. So does this? I guess you can play this or have it activate when it purges. When it's purged.
That's something that because I think I think you could purge at any time, but then also when you are purging it acts because. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been in the Saturday Wars. I'm like trying to remember, but yeah.
Wait. Okay, some cards have purged. Once the card is placed on top of the purge pile, the ability is resolved. So if you play this normally by purging 2 cards, does that mean the effect goes off and then it goes off again when you put it on the purge pile, or does it go on the purge pile first when you play it?
If you're just stuck in the infinite loop.
and wait. Can't you just purge it from your hand?
No, the purge cost is from the Shonen deck to the purge pile. You don't.
Yeah, no. But isn't discarding also purging?
Yes, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And also placed on top of the purge pile, which is also the discard pile.
Yes. Yes.
So, if there's one of those cards that makes you purge card, this just goes to you just purge this and
Yeah,
free,
that is something that significantly slows down the game is while you're purging, you have to check each card for if they have a purge ability, and then you have to execute that purge ability. And so say I pay something for the purge cost, and this is one of the cards that comes up while I'm purging, then I would have to draw 3 cards. It just like interrupts the flow so much, like while you're playing.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, to draw from one of those Mark Rosewater talks again on, design mistakes in Magic history.
Yes. Yes.
Miracle is a keyword in Magic. That's basically miracle. If you drew this card this turn, it costs less, basically.
Yeah.
Right? You can play it for the miracle cost if you drew it this turn.
Mhm.
But what that meant in practice was people had to look at look at each card before they put it in their hand. Is this a miracle?
Yeah.
Can't, right? So,
Mhm.
they don't put while.
Yeah.
So, like, people had, and of course, even if you're not playing miracle cards in your deck, you still have to do that so
Yeah.
that your opponent doesn't know that you're not playing miracle cards. So it just it just had to completely change how people played the game,
Yeah.
basically.
Well,
which
Saturday Wars is going to change the way we play the game by making a whole new card game soon.
Yeah, even though I will say drawing into a miracle card right when you need it is a fantastic fucking feeling.
Oh yeah.
So it might be worth it, but like
Okay.
still the way it's done maybe wasn't great. And
Yeah.
this is kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
You have to check every time, is this a purge card? Does it do purge? Does it do a thing?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So is there a limit to how many cards you can have in your hand?
I don't believe so.
There might be a size limit.
Why do you ask, Yakuman?
Oh, it's just because like it's a thing in like Yu-Gi-Oh, which is like a part of one of the
Yeah.
parts of like it's like draw cards things. Is that you?
Yeah, Magic generally has a hand limit of 7, but you don't have to discard down to 7 until end of turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm searching limit in the quick start guide, and I only see the arc limit, not the
Try hand.
Okay.
Wait, so there's not a limit on how many cards you can have in your deck either?
No, the Shonen deck is, what was it? Because the trial deck was different from the real number. Shonen deck is 45 cards, and then the story deck is 5 cards.
I see. Okay. Now, one other question.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
Purging makes me think of 2 things:
Mhm.
throwing up and killing people. Is that in any way like intentional? This card game?
Possibly.
Maybe?
Because I certainly feel that way.
Yeah, I
As I'm
mean,
going through the
for some reason, Purge specifically makes me think of Pride's Purge from the English Civil War.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, the parliamentary purge. That was a whole. Honestly, I just remember it because the guy's last name is Pride.
Yeah, it doesn't
Pride's
say
Purge.
it doesn't say if you it says that when the round starts, you draw and purge until you have 5 cards in your hand. But as the round goes on, I think it's okay if you get more than 5 in your hand.
There's no real hand size limit.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm sure this is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, one last clear opening. Draw 3 cards. If you purge it, you do it. No period. Optimal comma use because there's no place for a comma anyway. No real issues. I don't know why he picked Unexplained Vision for this instead of Ancestral Recall, which is literally draw 3 cards or make a target player draw 3 cards. This this extra effect is not really relevant, and if at least I don't know what's going on there. And of course the flavor text.
Oh yeah.
I don't have much time left. Holy Ghost Ripple!
Holy Ghost Ripple has got to be the funniest attack name ever.
Why so, Ellen? I want to hear your comedic breakdown of Holy Ghost Ripple. Because you're right. You are right. You are right.
For one, like if you grew up in like a Christian household.
Yeah,
Holy
the Holy
Ghost
Ghost.
doesn't really inspire any kind of harm.
No.
True.
It's like saying, yeah, the little white pigeon Ripple.
Yeah. that.
And like it isn't. And like, look, I'm Jewish.
Mhm.
This Trinity bullshit means nothing to me.
Mhm.
But isn't like the Holy Ghost like entering you supposed to be a good thing?
Yeah.
Like,
Being
Yeah, like
baptized.
metaphorically entering you. Yeah.
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 See.
I mean, for what it's worth, there's actually, I grew up in a Christian town, and we had a little ice cream shop, and Holy Ghost Ripple was actually one of the flavors.
Okay, we're not beating that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yum yum. Holy Ghost Ripple.
Yum.
I
Although I will say, Hamon from the early parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Hamon does mean ripple, so
See,
guess where they got this name, probably.
yeah, like I don't see, if Apple Black's supposed to be like, oh, Sano's all about forgiveness and he's a pacifist, but also like you better not piss him off. It's like, well then you're not a pacifist. I've gone on this rant before.
Or I'll fill you with the Holy Ghost ripple.
Right? It's so goofy. Like, do you want a pacifist, like, Jesus Coon protagonist or not? Like, or do you want like the Adventures of Ass Kicker? Like, it's just like, man, Jesus is cool, but what if he had a gun? Like, it's like, I think you kind of missed the point there.
He's going around. He's Jesus couldn't. He's going around filling people with the Holy Ghost.
Is he doing like just splashing holy water on people, like doing the drive-by baptisms?
I think I figured out.
Evangelical propaganda.
Yeah, Ellen, what'd you figure out?
You know how there's Sonic the Hedgehog,
Yeah,
Shadow the Hedgehog.
yeah.
So Jesus is Sonic, and Son of Apple Black is his shadow equivalent, who has a gun.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It does feel like Sonichu with the way, but wait, sorry, Crow, I was talking over you.
Who's Silver the Hedgehog in this analogy?
Sonichu.
Oh boy,
Sonic.
So Sonichu is like Jesus.
Yeah, actually.
Look, Sonic is
Wait.
Jesus. Sonichu is Jesus Chu.
Wait, no, hold on. I think Chris Chan in the series itself, Chris Chan is Jesus, and Sonichu. No,
Oh, that's
Chris
right.
Chris Chan is God. Sonichu is Jesus.
God the Mother, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh boy,
God the Mother.
Yeah, and Liquid Chris is the devil.
Chris.
Okay, we're not making this the Sonichu fucking podcast.
Oh boy, that would be a fun podcast.
Is Mark Sanchez our Liquid Chris?
Yes.
Well, no, because like Liquid Chris is very specifically Chris Chan, but better in every single way. To the point where like Liquid Chris eventually gave up the identity of Chris Chan because I simply don't need it.
So we're Mark Sanchez of Liquid Chris.
I think I'm good with calling it here.
That's fair.
All right, it was really fun hanging out with everyone.
Yeah,
This was great.
Yeah, I hope we can do another episode soon.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I hope we can do more Blasphemy soon.